We've been telling young people, go to school, get educated, then you get a good job, you'll be empowered. But in most of our countries, the people who are living the best lives have no education. The people who are driving the best cars, no education. We have political cadres now occupying significant positions in government because they are loyal. Some of them are fantastically incompetent, but they are wonderful people. Unfortunately, wonderfulness does not cure the underdevelopment challenge. We have equated having things with being, so that those who have things are considered more human beings.
There's a new force of nature at hand, stirring all over the world. They are the young people whom, frankly, we have failed, who are angry, who are organized, who are capable of making a difference. They are a moral army. And the most important thing that we can do for them is to get the hell out of their way.
Sisi vilevile sio wote ambao wanataka ugomvi kwa sababu ya ugomvi.
Niwaambia nyinyi ni wajinga mkimpata Ruto. Mkadhani tunawadanganya.
Jeti ya Ruto. Hii maisha ya Ruto ni stress na ni stress.
Mungu, wewe umetukosea.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for making time to join us. This is Sound Candid Talk, open forum political discussion show, the show that gives you an opportunity to air what you feel and think about the latest development on our political front. Well, a lot is happening in the country, most of it shocking by reason of the emergence of the young Turks who are now not only threatening the seat of the old guards, but determined to lead the way on the direction of the country. The Sifuna team seems to be rubbing the cat the wrong way, and therefore there is unrest in the hearts of the career politicians who would want business to continue as usual. It appears that as we go on, the politics of prearranged outcome may not work anymore. The young people, on the other hand, are also determined to see to it that this country is once and for all freed from the cartels and the cabal that run the affairs of the country against the majority of the Kenyan people for the profit of the chosen few who seem to be in control of the economy, in control of the politics, and every other thing that come by the same. Well, we'll be looking at the Sifuna phenomena at the moment and whether he is redefining the Kenya's political landscape. Why? And is he going to make it, or the odds against him are too much? I invite your input from wherever you are. Start by inviting somebody to join in the conversation. I'm glad that you found time to be with us. Please stick with us until the last minute. We are live on TikTok. We are live on Facebook as well as YouTube. The name is Sound Candid Talk. Let's gather, let's make a difference, let's engage, and let's learn from one another. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. The link to use to get in the studio for those who want to join in the conversation live is now available in the comment section. Click on it. Allow our app to configure for you the camera as well as the audio, and you will find yourself in this very space where you'll be able to speak to us loud and clear. And then, of course, we will be set to engage you with, of course, questioning. This is one place where valid input is required, and therefore would want you to help Kenya become a better place by sharing information that is candid, information that is factual, and information that is geared towards a better Kenya. We wouldn't want to be one of the propaganda channels that would want to push a narrative. We simply want facts out there, and we want Kenyans to make informed decisions when they are choosing the next CEO at the house on the hill. Whether it will be 2-term, 1-term, whatever term it could be, let Kenyans make up that decision, and not for some cabal somewhere to push an agenda that would want to sustain the status quo at the outcry of the long-suffering Kenyan people. Well, asanteni sana. Naomba tafadhali karibisha mtu tubakinike pamoja na tuanze tuko fujo, kwa sababu haya ni mambo ambayo hatuwezi kuyaficha tena na ni muhimu kuambiana ukweli. Kwa hivyo hakikisha uko mstari wa mbele kukaribisha mtu, kulike video, and of course kuna poll question ambayo ningependa sana kujua maoni yako ni yepi. Wacha tu nisome mapema tu kabla tuingilie mdahalo wa leo. Is Edwin Sifuna redefine Kenya's political landscape? Is Edwin Sifuna redefining Kenya's political landscape? Already here we have 4 people have cast their vote, and 75% are saying yes, he is strategically reshaping. And then, of course, I think there is 1% who says maybe it's too early to tell. What is your take? I would want you to respond to the same. And the poll is only available on YouTube. So if you're following us on TikTok, there is a link in the bio there. You click on it to take you directly to the YouTube channel where you can participate into the poll question, which will be giving the verdict at the close of the show. Well, let's look into what is cooking in our politics, and of course, what is the take of the Kenyan people. And of course, we would want to see to it that no one is left out when the call is placed, and Kenyans need to make up their mind on which way Kenya. And it appears that the Sifuna team seems to be overtaking the career politicians, and it's not sitting well with many. So tuanze na bunge la wananchi. Kuna jamaa hapa mmoja anasema yeye ni wa 2 term, lakini lugha yake ni ya 1 term. Sasa sijui ni vipi, mtanisaidia kwa haya. Karibisha mtu.
Because leo kitu ambayo nimeona pale Kakamega sijafurahia. Kama polisi inapigana na watu kwa kiwanja, tiaga sinapigwa kwa kiwanja, watu watoroki. Alafu mimi nataka niseme hivi. Nataka niambie serikali William Samoei Ruto. Mimi wakati naongeanga hapa, umejua mimi sasa yangu iko tofauti na wale watu. Wakati alikuwa anaongea kama kuna akili mzuri. Baba alikuwa anasoma kidete na wananchi. Oburu Odinga, simama na wananchi wa Kenya. Kama unajua ODM inapigana vile tunapigana saa hii, rudi kwa wananchi. Mwambie wananchi wanataka nini. Kama wananchi hao wameamua kwenda opposition, mwende opposition. Kama mnataka power, muongee power. So mimi nataka niambie wale wa ODM ambao wako hapa. ODM ikiendelea hivi, bila endelea saa hii, my friend, ODM hata hii mwezi itaisha. ODM itakuwa because leo kitu ambacho nimeona pale Kakamega sijafurahia. Kama polisi inapigana na watu kwa kiwanja, tiaga inapigwa kwa kiwanja, watu watoroki. Alafu mimi nataka niseme hivi. Nataka niambie serikali William Samoei Ruto. Mimi wakati naongeanga hapa, umejua mimi sasa yangu iko tofauti na wale watu wengine. Kuna watu mandugu zangu wengi wanapiga TikTok.
Mambo ni kama hayo. Huyo ni mbunge wa bunge la wananchi, anasema yeye yale ameyaona Kakamega hajayashuhudia kwingine. Yeye alikuwa anatarajia kwamba tiaga ikipigwa watu watatoroka, mkutano utaisha, lakini Kakamega ikawa tofauti. Kuna msemo unaendelea kwa social media, imesema zima kama bangi ya jana. So inaonekana kuna strategy mpya ya kudeal na tear gas. Sasa polisi watatafuta mbinu nyingine kama wanataka kutawanya mikutano. But kuna swala hapo analolisema ambalo kwangu mimi ni muhimu na ni lazima tuliangazie kwa kina, na hiyo inatokana na kile ambacho kinatokota katika chama cha ODM wakiongozwa haswa na Oburu Odinga. Kwa miaka na mikaka ODM ndio kimekuwa chama ambacho kimekaa ndani ya mioyo ya wengi wa Wakenya kwa muda mrefu sana. Kusema tu hiyo sauti ODM au ilikuwa inaleta furaha fulani, tumaini fulani katika mioyo na macho ya wengi wa Wakenya. Lakini baada ya kuaga kwa mwenda zake kiongozi mkuu Raila Odinga hayati, miezi yapata sasa ni minne, Oburu akafanywa kiongozi wa ODM, na inaonekana kwa miezi minne tu ODM imesaulika, na kula ambako ODM inasaulika ni kula ambako haipaswi kusaulika. So kuna hii clip ambayo nitacheza hapo baadaye, ambayo watu wa Homa Bay wanamshangaza Oburu kwa sababu Oburu anasema ODM na kuna response. Na haiwezekani kwa sababu tuseme mwezi gani kabla baba aage, kulikuwa na tamasha kubwa Homa Bay, na watu walijitokeza mapema tu kulala kwa stadium. So imekuwa kwaje miezi minne tu na ODM inaanza kusaulika, haswa ule mrengo ambao unaongozwa na Oburu Odinga. Swali ambalo tunaachwa nalo ni kwamba kweli Oburu anaongoza ODM ama yeye ako tu na jina ODM lakini ODM yenyewe haipo? Niambie maoni yako. Nashukuru kila mmoja anayejiunga nasi. Tafadhali tumakinike, maoni yako yanakaribishwa, na kwa wale wote ambao mnakuja studio, link nishaweka kwa comment section. Hebu nione kama nitakufikishia mahali ulipo. Undumani jana akaniweka hapa kwa hapa, anataka link. Sasa sijui leo ameenda wapi. Jana ilienda ikangagaja ikashindikana. We had a long Sunday and I ran out of steam to continue all day and all night, so I chose to take an off. But I'm here, so let's come in and let's do what we must do, and that is look at our politics rightly and of course do what we must do, and that is tell Kenyans what should be. And so hili swala ambalo Oburu anauliza kwani mmesahau ODM, linaonekana kama ile ambayo imekuwa ikifanya mikururo kwa social media, ambako kuna nani huyu Speaker wa National Assembly Wetangula alienda Bungoma akasema Ford Kenya, na kukuwa na jawabu, so akauliza kwani umesahau Ford Kenya? Inaonekana huku kusahau Ford Kenya ama kusahau ODM inaanza kuwa kama ndio mtindo. So kama hivi ndio mambo inakwenda, itakuwaje? Itakuwaje? Na ni lipi ambalo linafanya Oburu na wenzake wamalize umaarufu wa ODM kwa muda mfupi tu? ODM, kumbuka, imekuwa mioyoni mwa Wakenya miaka zaidi ya 20. Hakuna wakati ODM ilikuwa inasaulika na kuna wakati ODM ilikuwa inafanywa ama chama moja tu ambacho ni mojawapo wa briefcase parties. ODM ndio imekuwa inaongoza kwa wengi wa wabunge na wengi na aswa kudetermine the direction of the country's politics. So what is this that Oburu is doing with ODM that is making ODM lose its popularity and acceptability in the majority of the hearts of Kenyans? It is something that I believe we need to look at it with great concern, because you cannot be handed over a party that has been leading for over 20 years, and within 3 months, you can't even recognize it, and you can't recognize the people that are are claiming to be speaking for the party. And so is the fault with Oburu? Is the fault with the decisions being made by Oburu? Or what do you think is ailing ODM? And of course, I would want straight away to, cut off the excuse that Sifuna is the problem. I don't think Sifuna is the problem, because Sifuna is not in the Linda ground fraternity. So yeye ako kwa Linda Mwananchi. So wale ambao mnaongoza Linda ground, ni kipi hiki ambacho mnakosea kinafanya ODM inaanza kusaulika, na inasaulika sehemu ambazo ilikuwa inavuma, yaani kwenye kitovu chenyewe cha vuguvugu zima la ODM? Ni kipi hiki ambacho Oburu anakosea? Ni kipi hiki ambacho Oburu anafanya nini? Anakosea, kwa sababu hakuna vile unaweza kuchukua uongozi wa chama ambacho kimekuwa mstari wa mbele, alafu within 3 months hicho chama kinaanza kuvuta mkia, kwa sababu hii ni kuvuta mkia. This is not the ODM we know, and this is not how ODM operates, nor how ODM is treated in the ears and in the eyes of the majority of Kenyans. So bring in your views as we continue with the conversation. Na wale ambao mnaingia studio, tafadhali wahi mapema. Leo tunaanza mapema ili tumalize mapema. Tusivute sana, kwa sababu ni muhimu pia kujiandaa kwa siku ambayo inafuata. So it is important. Niambie ni kipi Oburu anakosea, ama ni nini hiki? Of course kuna ile joke ambayo inaendelea ya Oburu anauliza kama kuna DJ. Imenikumbusha kuna ile wale ambao ninyi mko digital mwelewi kile ambacho nitasema, lakini kuna ile enzi ambayo tulikuwa tunaenda denzi za usiku, labda disco matanga, sitaki mni hukumu. Okay, na ulikuwa na ile radio ambayo ilikuwa natumia mawe, this ever ready paka power, wala ambao mnakumbuka hiyo. So radio ilikuwa inapangwa hayo mabatri, kama kuna radio ya batri 6, batri 8 ndio icheze hiyo compact ama tape. So kama ulikuwa unataka hiyo denzi ishe unahepa tu na batri moja. Ukishaenda na batri moja na maduka ya ushago ifunguliwe usiku na radio haiwezi kufanya na 5 kama ni ya 6, mpaka zipangane zishikane vizuri. So mtu akitoroka na batri moja, hiyo denzi imeharibika. So Oburu atatokaje kwa nyumba? Aweke msafara, afike kwa mkutano, ndio akumbuke anahitaji DJ. Ajui kama DJ ametokezea ama hajatokezea. No, this just begins to show some of the, lapses that are popping up in his leadership as an individual. And this is not even being biased or trying to paint him in bad light. Because if you are a party leader of a strong party like ODM, and you cannot tell whether you have a DJ or not, and you cannot tell whether people remember ODM or not, that means you are underperforming by far. And so let the party be surrendered to people that can run it articulately. Now, of course, watu wa kulaumu watalaumu tu, lakini kwangu mimi Oburu ni mzee. Oburu amechoka. Na licha kuwa yeye ni ndugu mkubwa wa Raila Odinga, akili za Raila Odinga na vile Raila Odinga alikuwa anafanya kazi, Oburu hawezi kufikia. Hizo viatu ni kubwa sana, na hiyo ufahamu wa Oburu sioni ukifika hata kuota ya ile ilikuwa ya Raila. So mambo yanaenda hivi kwa sababu ya leadership, na hiyo leadership mpaka iangaliwe vizuri, kwa sababu alasivyo huyu jamaa wa bunge la wananchi amesema tu vizuri kwamba msipochunga hata mwezi utaisha, ODM itakuwa imesaulika. Na kwangu mimi ni jambo la kusikitisha sana. Well, thank you everybody. Please let's keep going as we continue. Like video. Watu wa TikTok, only 10 likes. Kwa nini? Hebu like video tukisonganga hivyo na tukijifunza kwa masuala haya. Of course, as we engage on this vital important is Sifuna redefining Kenya's political landscape. And on that note, let's just have this video of Sifuna and Babu visiting with a family of the slain Kenyan Oyomo, who was shot dead in the Kitengela Linda Mwananchi rally. It's a sad reality, and it's something that we would wish it not to be resurfacing, not at this point in time. We would let's listen out to the video first, and then we'll be able to break it down. Karibu kila moja, tumakinike, maoni yako na yakaribisha.
Thank you very much, members of the press. We want to appreciate and thank you very much for coming and honoring this invite. Today we decided to come and visit the family of the late Vincent Ayomu. Vincent Ayomu was killed, was shot dead by police officers during a rally that we did at Kitengela in a span of 10 days. And today we have lost Vincent. We will never see Vincent again. Vincent has left behind a widow and a child who is 1 year and approximately 1 year, 4 months. It is quite unfortunate to experience such incidents. Police officers, from wherever they are, they should protect life and property. The same police officers who swore to protect life are taking lives of Kenyans. We are experiencing violence which are instigated by police officers. Then the same police officers are saying that these violence are self-orchestrated. That's a blatant lie. This Vincent was shot dead, and today we mourn the death of Vincent together with other Kenyans who have been killed in a similar manner. And these are orders which come from the bosses of police officers, because I know that if you give orders that nobody should be shot and no police officer should use a gun at a public rally which is peaceful, and even if a rally, for example, is not peaceful, tear gas is just enough to disperse the crowds. Today we have a widow, Hadija, who will never see her husband again. We have Hadija who doesn't know where to start from. No business, no job, but with a baby. A baby who expects to be educated, but there is no job for her, just because the police decided to end the life of her husband, Vincent Ayomu. And this has happened because of fear from the government, fear of the unknown. If Vincent came from job and he was not even part of this rally, just came from the job, from his workplace, that clearly shows you that there was malice, because the police officers are bloodthirsty. They just wanted to send a message to the rest of Kenyans. And we want to tell you as a government that you cannot kill all the 58 million Kenyans. Kenyans are hungry. Just do unto them that which you promised as a government. Kenyans have no jobs. Just give them jobs. Kenyans are experiencing challenges of fees. Just ensure that they can get something so that they can pay fees, and education is not made expensive. These are the simple challenges that we are advocating on behalf of Kenyans. We know very well that freedom of speech is allowed anywhere. It is a right. It is the oxygen of democracy. You cannot prevent leaders from talking about the interest, the issues affecting and challenges affecting Kenyans. Therefore, we condemn this act, and we say that that police officer should be brought to book, because every police officer leaving a station clearly left a station with a gun, and the gun is known, and all the bullets are numbered. The cartridge, we know what happens during such incidents, but that person should be brought to book, and we will move to court also to seek for compensation. We will petition the government to seek for compensation, because this death is coming from the government. We also condemn the death that occurred on Saturday at Mbale, where a rogue PS sent goons. A PS in charge of insecurity sent goons to attack one George Olwande. And those goons killed George. Then today the DCI is clearly issuing a statement saying that it was a mob justice. How can it be a mob justice where we were holding a peaceful rally? Which mob was attacking our supporter? And the so-called the mob, we came there to listen to us. This person was killed before we even reached the scene, because the only mistake he did was to come and listen to us, was just to support Sifuna and myself and other leaders, was just to come and say that enough is enough, there's high cost of living, that there is unemployment, that there is overtaxation, that we needed this to stop. And this will stop, because even those who kill, one day you are going to die. And I want to tell you that we have the numbers. You will not manage all of us. I want to thank you and God bless you.
Kwanza kwa niaba ya kikosi kizima cha Linda Mwananchi, nataka nichukue fursa hii kusema pole kwa familia ya ndugu yetu Vincent. Sisi wakati ambapo tumepanga mkutano wa Kitengela siku chache ambazo zilipita, hatukukusudia kwamba mtu yeyote atapoteza maisha yake kwa sababu mkutano huo na mikutano yote ambayo inaongozwa na wanalinda mwananchi inakusudiwa kuwa mikutano ya amani. Huyu ni kijana mdogo sana, angalia mwacha msichana mdogo, anatuambia ako na miaka 24. Mtoto wake yuko na chini ya miaka 2. Ni mzigo mkubwa kwa mtu yeyote, na haswa kwa mtu ambaye ni mchanga jinsi ambavyo Hadija yuko. na tunataka kusema pole. Sisi hatuwezi kufanya lolote kurudisha maisha ya Vincent. Familia yenyewe imetueleza kwamba Vincent hata hakuwa katika mkutano wetu. Mkutano tayari ulikuwa umekwisha baada ya kutibuliwa kutumia vitoa machozi. Tulikuwa tumeshaenda, yeye alikuwa katika shughuli zake, lakini polisi hapa Kitengela wakampiga risasi pasi na sababu yoyote. Tunataka tuseme Mungu aweze kuiweka roho yake mahali pema peponi. Sisi kama viongozi wa taifa hili, hata kama tunajua kwamba serikali ambayo iko haiheshimu haki na haiheshimu maisha ya mwananchi, tutazidi kushinikiza kwamba wale askari ambao walimpiga Vincent risasi pamoja na vijana wengine wote ambao wameuawa katika maandamano ya amani waweze kuletwa mbele ya sheria. Tunajua kwamba William Ruto hatafanya mambo haya, lakini nataka kukupa hope kidogo dada yangu, ya kwamba chini ya miezi 18 kwa mapenzi ya Mwenyezi Mungu tutakuwa na serikali ambayo inaheshimu maisha, na wale wote ambao wamehusika katika kuchukua maisha ya Vincent na wengine kama yeye bila sababu yoyote lazima watafika kizimbani kujibu mashtaka ambaye itawakabidhi. Mimi nataka niseme tunasikitishwa kwamba serikali ya William Ruto na polisi yake wanajaribu kutugeuzia mambo ili hali wao wenyewe ndio wenye kuleta vurugu na fujo katika mikutano ya hadhara. Wewe unataka kuniambia ya kwamba mimi Sifuna naweza kutarajia kwamba nitatoa fedha zangu mimi mwenyewe, niandae mikutano, kisha nipige tear gas mkutano wangu mimi mwenyewe, kisha tumshike yule ambaye amepiga tear gas tumpige tena sisi wenyewe? Itawezekanaje bwana? Itawezekanaje? Tunataka kuambia ya kwamba hatutatishwa. Wakenya wana uhuru wa kutembea, Wakenya wana uhuru ya kushirikiana, Wakenya wana uhuru wa kuzungumza na kusema mambo yao. Tunataka katika mfumo wa demokrasia kila mtu apewe ruhusa ya kusema mambo ambaye anahitaji kusema ama anafikiria kwamba ni sawa kwake. So sisi tunataka tusimame na familia hii ndogo, na nataka tuhakikishie kwamba tutasimama na nyinyi, tuhakikishe kwamba Vincent amepumzishwa, kwamba haki itapatikana, iwe ni leo ama baada ya uchaguzi wa mwaka 2027 wakati ambapo tumefurusha serikali hii dhalimu, lakini ukweli wa mambo ni kwamba lazima haki itapatikana. Kwa hayo mengi, sisi tunasema tu pole na tunaomba kwamba Mwenyezi Mungu aweze kuwafariji wakati huu mgumu.
Thank you very much, members of the press. We want to appreciate and thank you very much for coming and honoring this invite. Today we decided to come.
There you have it. The leaders of Linda Mwananchi rallies or tours, that is Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna and Babu Wino, Embakasi East Member of Parliament, visiting with the family of the slain young man in the Kitengela rally. And issues have been raised there in that presser of the excuses that we are getting from the law enforcement officers. If there is a heartbreaking statement that really annoys, is when the government begins to turn their responsibility to the people that they are supposed to be responsible for. I don't understand how a whole government led by William Ruto, Murkomen and team can say that the people tear gassed themselves and shot themselves. To what end? To what end? And when they were doing that, where were you? Because you are the one supposed to be protecting lives and properties, especially in a public rally like that one. I mean, when it's a matter of security and you are aware that many people will be gathering in a certain place, a responsible government needs to be there ahead of time to secure the place and ensure that when people gather peacefully and have their whatever meeting, nothing will go wrong. That is what a responsible government does. But what we're being treated to, in my opinion, is a child's play. It's blatant child's play. And it's very annoying that a whole government, that Murkomen was sitting in Nyayo office or whatever office to come and tell us that the tear gas was coming from civilians. And it's an insult to our intelligence. And these are some of the things that needs to get us Kenyans to begin to think twice. We cannot be taken out around as if, I mean, a whole interior minister telling us on television that it is civilians who are having tear gas and are tear gassing the meeting, when he's supposed to be aborting that, because this meeting is illegal, number one. Number two, it's constitutional. And so it obligates every constitutional office as touching security and safety of the people to make it a priority. And so the DCI and the entire structure of security coming to tell us that the people are shooting themselves or the people are tear gassing themselves, those people need to be shown the door without any further questioning. Except they are the ones behind this, and now they want to camouflage and try to turn around wherever the issues being raised. And of course, that's also part of what we are used to as Kenyans. The government committing crime and then turning around and blaming the people. The government committing whatever illicit matters and then turn around and say it is the people. And that to me is very, very sad. It's very sad that the whole government can plan evil, do evil, and then turn around and say it is the people. It can't be the people. And even if it's the people, you are still responsible to ensure that whatever people have planned that is not right does not take place. That's the reason why there is NIS. That's why they are paid with taxpayers. Their business is to ensure that if there is any planned evil, it is aborted in good time. Information is gotten in good time. So Murkomen and his team should just spare us of their incompetence and, twisted way of operating. And he's not the first interior minister. We had General Gaiseri, of his blessed memory, may his soul rest in peace, got into the security sector when it was under problem. If you remember Kimayo, the first Inspector General of Police, who came up with the popular phrase, we are under siege. Meaning siege. And so the siege man was unable to run the security sector properly. And so we had especially the threat of terrorism here and there. Then General Gaiseri came in, crossing over from ODM to go and salvage the situation under the Jubilee administration by Uhuru Kenyatta. And he streamlined everything, put everything in order, and the bombs reduced. The insecurity was put under control. He wasn't even talking to the press like Murkomen is camera happy and microphone happy, feeding us with nonsense. As Kenyans, let's think. I don't see why anybody should sit down and begin to talk of adding William Ruto another term when this is how he's operating, and of course putting innocent Kenyans' lives at risk. No. So let's talk. But from where I sit, here apana kabisa. And then of course I salute the bravery and the leadership that has the feeling of the pain of the people at heart by Sifuna there. Beside the life of Vincent being lost in the hands of the police, or rather through the shooting of the police, the people who are supposed to take charge of that matter and of course be able to ensure that the families are comforted and taken care of is the government. It's the government that has the priority, response to all these matters. And now it's almost how many days the presence of government is not there, the undertaking of the government is not there, and now it takes these young, aggressive leaders to be the ones going to condole with the family. And this doesn't, of course, it shows how human and or caring the leadership of Kina Sifuna is when they are mindful of this innocent person that was shot in their rally. But that does not exonerate the government from responsibility. And that is one place that I would want us to be taken back to over and over again. Kenyans, we have a habit of transferring responsibility because of cultural practices or because of repeated operations. Meaning, when something is done and is not the person responsible is not the one doing it, we easily change and now believe that this other person is the one that supposed to do. For example, we have had this debate about the government claiming that they are not performing because the opposition is not holding them to account. You've had such a claim, okay, that the opposition is the reason why we are allowing corruption because they are not holding us to account. It's just like a thief saying, I'm stealing because the dog did not bark when I was coming. The dog is the one that made me to steal because it did not bark when I was coming. Does that make sense? It is the government responsibility to see to it that nothing is lost, not to corruption, not to carelessness. They don't even need to be held accountable. They should be presenting the records themselves and telling Kenyans, we are doing this way because this way and this way. They don't need somebody to be backing at them for them to do the right thing. But because we are used that corruption is exposed by opposition, and so when the government is committing corruption and the opposition is not saying, we now blame the opposition other than arresting the person that has committed whatever crime that is being alleged. And so Kenyans, we need to come out of that, kasumba ya kuona kwamba tunahalalisha uovu kwa kulaumu yule ambaye anafanya nini, sio muhusika. Okay, anaisimamia rasilimali zote za serikali ni serikali. Okay, anayepaswa kuhakikisha kwamba kila kitu ambacho ni cha Mkenya kiko salama ni nani? Ni hiyo serikali. So sisi kulaumu opposition kwa sababu serikali haijafanya vizuri, hiyo ni kupotoshwa, na hiyo ndio njia moja ambayo haswa William Ruto ameisomea vizuri, akaelewa jinsi ya kubadilisha mambo yaonekane wale ndio wabaya, yeye ndiye mzuri, yeye ndiye anafanya kazi kwa bidii, yeye amejaribu sana na katika hiyo hali wengi wa Kenya wameshindwa kuuliza maswali yanayofaa na wameshindwa kusimama na kuhakikisha kwamba serikali inatekeleza wajibu wake. We are exonerating the government from doing what it's supposed to do, and we are congratulating the government for doing what it's supposed to do. The government should do what it's supposed to do, whether anybody notices it, whether anybody claps for it or not. If they don't want to do that, let them get out of the seat. That is it. And so kuna vile sasa unaona vile wanaanza kugeuza kwamba risasi mara tear gas mara nini ilikuwa inafanya watu, mara mkutano huku kuwa halali. Hakuna kipengele chochote kwa katiba kinasema kwamba polisi inahalalisha mikutano. Hizo vitu zilikuwa kwa enzi ya KANU, enzi ya Moi, ambayo kwanza hiyo ndio sababu ilishinikiza sana kuleta katiba mpya, kwa sababu tutoe hizo vipengele ambavyo vilikuwa vinasema lazima uende kuomba ruhusa kwenda kukutana na girlfriend wako, uende upewe barua na watu wa KANU. Hizo vitu zote ni za kitamba, hazihitajiki. And so lazima tusimame tuanze kuuliza haya maswali vizuri na tuhakikishe kwamba hii nchi yetu itatokomea. Na ni wazi kwamba William Ruto na kundi lake wamejihami vizuri tena sana kuhakikisha kwamba wanataka kufanya katiba ya 2010 kuwa ni karatasi tu, haina meno, haina chochote, iwe tu karatasi ya kumbukumbu. Hivyo ndivyo wanataka. Ndio unaona Murkomen amejitolea mhanga anafanya hii inaitwa sijui what is the name, jukwaa sijui la usalama. Katika hiyo jukwaa la usalama ni kufanya nini? Ku radicalize chiefs na those provincial administration officers, jinsi watakavyoingilia masuala ya uchaguzi na jinsi watakavyofanya nini, haribu mambo wakati wanapaswa kusimamia mambo ipasavyo. Kwa hivyo it is important. Jakindu pia anajaribu kuingia, sijui kuna nini. Jaribu kama unanipata Jakindu be, your gadget, kama unatumia simu, zima simu kwanza ukaanze upya. Inaonekana kuna kidude umetumiwa ambacho kinakuzuia kuingia studio. Kama unanipata Jakindu be, zima simu kwa muda kiasi, kisha ukifungua utapata nafasi ya kuingia vizuri. Kama unaingia ukitupwa nje, there is something wrong with your gadget. And I also reach out to everyone else out there. If you want to be part of the conversation on the main screen, you use the link in the comment section. There is a link in the comment section. And those of you on TikTok, you're welcome. You can give your views. But my TikTok family, you are not liking the video. I don't understand. Ebu, hizo likes zipande tafadhali. Ama mnataka screen izime. Ebu jitahidi. If what you're hearing is adding anything to you, please do what you must do. Thank you. Those joining, Esther Stoll, thank you. Good evening to you. Naomba tafadhali tumakinike na tutekeleze wajibu ipasavyo. Okay, huyu ni Ogola anasema we have hope from Baba's Young Turks. Kweli kabisa, na tunaamini kwamba mambo yatanyooka tu, hata kama, na labda tutazungumzia hilo kwa kifupi tu, hiki ambacho William Ruto anahofia. Inaonekana ni wazi kwamba William Ruto anamuogopa Sifuna. Na najua hilo nikisema hivyo watu wa tutam wataanza kunishambulia, lakini inaonekana ni wazi kwamba kama kuna mtu ambaye ni nightmare kwa William Ruto sasa, licha ya marehemu hayati mwenda zake baba Raila Amolo Odinga, sasa imekuwa ni Sifuna. Na hii inaonekana aswa wazi wakati ilitangazwa kwamba baba ameaga dunia. Kwa masaa machache tu tukaona uongozi wa ODM unabadilishwa mara moja, na hiyo haraka ya kubadilisha huo uongozi wakahakikisha kwamba hicho kipengele ama nafasi ya party leader inajazwa na mtu ambaye mpaka nauliza kwa nini. Okay, inaonekana yote ilikuwa inatokana na hii hofu kwamba hiyo nafasi ya party leader ingejazwa na mtu kama Sifuna, ama ingejazwa na mtu kama Babu Owino, ama ingejazwa na mtu mwingine isipokuwa Oburu, basi itakuwa ngoma William Ruto kutawanya ama kugengeuza chama cha ODM, to manipulate the ODM party. And so it appears that Oburu was placed there by Ruto sympathizers so that through the weakness of Oburu, Ruto can gain entry into the party and rock it as he wishes. And all of that is informed by his fear that if he's going to negotiate with the Edwin Sifuna he will have to do his homework very well. If he's going to negotiate with young people like Babo Wino, Caleb Hamisi, and of course the people that are pro Raila's legacy and are pro the people, William Ruto may not stand a chance. And so we can see it's a manifestation of fear. Na hiyo ndio Sifuna alikuwa anachangia hapa pia kwa hii maombelezi. Na ni muhimu tuelewe kwamba uongozi unahitaji watu ambao ni moja, wa kweli; pili, uongozi pia unahitaji ile hali ya kuheshimu viongozi wengine. Tusikuwe na ile hali ya kuchagua kwamba wewe peke yako ndio unaweza kuwa kiongozi na hao wengine wote ni takataka. Hiyo ndio mojawapo ya attitudes ama nia ambazo zinamfanya William Ruto anaonekana wazi kwamba he is not a solid leader, he is an insecure leader. He's so insecure that he would want to arrange other political parties so that they become weak to compete with him. And that, to me, paints William Ruto as unreliable, undependable, and of course, somebody that cannot provide leadership to a dynamic and, of course, forthright society like that of Kenya. William Ruto wants to, he seems to be geared towards leading a country that is contained, like Uganda, that power flows from one place and anybody going against that power faces the wrath of the army, the wrath of the police, the wrath of everyone else. That dictatorship mentality is not viable in Kenya. And so I would that William Ruto either goes back to school and learns well on how to govern Kenya, or accept that he's unable to govern dynamic, forthright, outgoing people that don't want anything going wrong with their country, and they sit back and watch. And so you can see clearly that his calculations were, the moment he's able to cripple ODM, is able to place a lead on ODM that forbids them from going any higher, then he will have a free field. He will be able to do whatever he wishes and nobody will question him. But to his surprise and to his shock, he realized that Baba did not die completely. Baba did not die completely. Now this is not only debatable, but it's a case in the past in our village. When somebody is dead, especially a young man, okay, or a brother is dead, and then maybe the aunties or the cousins are coming, and of course, when they have come, you will see them, of course, wailing and mourning, and of course, regretting the passing on of their brother. And so while that is going on in our village, let's say he's a distant cousin or a distant, so he's not very familiar with the family completely. So what happens is that as she wails and goes around the house and goes around the compound the first time, the second time, the third time, she will go to the corner and ask, hey, how many children did he leave? And then if he's told that he has only left 2 girls, or he has left only girls, there is no boy, and you will see her scream at the top of her voice. So, oh, mtoto wetu akakufa tu kabisa kabisa. Kufa tu kabisa kabisa. Hakuwacha chochote. No, I'm saying that is, of course, primitive. But what I'm simply saying is that William Ruto doesn't want to compete with a competent, strong, vibrant political party. He wants to kill other political parties so that he's left alone to dance alone. And that, to me, shows clearly that he is not the correct leader for this great country. And it's something that we all need to watch and ensure that we don't allow it to perpetuate. It appears there's something wrong with our feed for YouTube. Let's just let's see what happens here. they suddenly become bosses and they begin to bully others and demand this and that. And that is a piece of info being put out there. Glad we are back on YouTube as well as Facebook. Thank you for your patience. We trust the feed is reaching you now. Please, these things, we may want to have everything flowing smoothly, but other things are beyond our control. But just looking at that piece of advice from Wehu Jr. Is really painting a picture of the kind of bad leadership and how that bad leadership starts. And it starts by when somebody is now given leadership or favored to take a position of leadership, they suddenly become bosses. I hope you know there is a difference between a boss and a leader. Okay, and it is famously known in the motivational speaking world that a boss says, do this, do that. But a leader says, let us do this, let us do that. And so a leader carries everyone along. The boss points the finger on who should do what and who did not do what. And this is the culture that has messed up great visionary, promising young people by them suddenly becoming bosses and assume the big man mentality at the expense of allowing the opportunity they have been given to hone them and make them viable leaders for the future. And so he has that piece of understanding there that he would wish Edwin Sifuna to embrace, and that is he should just ride with the momentum and the favor and of course the privilege that he's been given to lead the Linda Mwananchi as well as the young people who want to see change in the country. And he should escape and run away from those that would want to use him to attain to anything. Meaning, let the people decide who will be the member of parliament. Let the people decide who will be the MCA. Let the people decide who will be the senator. Let the people decide who will be the governor. Let the people decide who will be the president. It should not do gatekeeping. That is the message. And I really encourage that. This gatekeeping is a problem. One thing Sifuna should run away from is him being made a Luya elder or a Luya spokesman. He should leave that one for Atwoli. Atwoli, let him do his madness alone. We want Sifuna to be the national leader that he is and step up to run the affairs of this country, not for him to reduce himself to be a Bukusu elder or a Luya spokesman. Luyas can speak without a spokesman, and Luyas we have always spoken. Even with spokesman, there are people who shut their mouth. There is a denomination in our place. I will not name them, but when they are in a funeral and it's time for people to give tributes or testimonials, and somebody begins to speak, and then he goes off, or he begins to say things he should not be saying. And so in that denomination, there is always the song leader. And so when somebody just begin to digress and begin to say nasty things or things that he shouldn't be saying, you will just hear them clapping and say, "Wulira, wulira, yes, wahulanga," and the song will take over and your speech ends there. And so I would want to buy into that piece of advice by Harituku, is it? By Wahome Tuku, and of course shared by Wahi. What was the name of the guy? Let me just confirm it, okay? Wehui Jr. It's a very important piece of advice, and I think Sifuna needs to get that clearly. He should stick away from those gatekeeping politics and just do the thing the way he's supposed to do. And the best way for him to navigate through these murky waters is to let the people decide. Let him speak for the people, allow the people to have the leaders they want. let him not do any of those things of direct tickets or selling of tickets and things like that. All that should be left for the people and let the people decide. If we do that, we'll have solved almost 50% of our problems. I think 75% of our problems in the country, especially in relation to elections. That, in my opinion, is the right way to go, and I will encourage it by all means. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Happy we are back on YouTube as well as Facebook. Tafadhali tuambie tu kama unatupata, especially kama uko Facebook ama uko kwa YouTube. Weka tu hapo kwa comments, unatupata ama utupati, tunasikika ama atusikiki. Those following on TikTok, I think you still have us loud and clear, and you got that Wahome Thuku story complete. The YouTube people and Facebook got it later. But what we're encouraging here is that we want Edwin Sifuna to be the leader he's supposed to be and resist any attempt of anyone who would want to use him for their own personal gain. We want Sifuna to be as free as he can be, and of course, do the right thing, and that is speak for the people, stand out for the people, and always let the people decide. Nobody should hire him for their own end, and of course, nobody should be allowed to mess. Nobody should be allowed to mess the rising star of Edwin Sifuna, and of course the promising political future, which we believe will be for the good of our great country. Well, as we make progress, let's look at this particular video shortly and come back to break down whatever that is covered in there. Just, okay, let's get this.
The same Mukomen you're talking about, it says that the tear gas that was lobbed into the crowd, they said it came from you guys. You guys,
Jeff,
lobbed tear gas to yourselves.
Jeff, do you know any place in this country where tear gas is manufactured? Government imports tear gas, correct? How can an ordinary citizen get access to tear gas if this citizen is not a member of the deep state? If this citizen is not a police officer? There were handcuffs which were retrieved, which we found from a citizen, and tear gas was thrown there also. How do you say and blame an ordinary Kenyan citizen to have access to tear gas that you keep as the CS?
So you're saying it wasn't you guys?
That you buy, that you import as a government. Where did these citizens get tear gas from if it is not from the police? So, and if it is from the police, why would the police have an intention to give an ordinary citizen tear gas? Is it not for destruction purposes? And that is what was happening yesterday. And you could see, we even saved those goons who came to attack us.
Yeah.
Jeff, as we don't respond to evil with evil, because the bigger picture is to help those goons. We understand even those goons who are being hired. We are fighting for them because they don't have jobs. We are fighting for them because they don't have the meal for the next day. We are fighting for them because their children lack school fees. We are fighting for them because they have no means. A youth in this country, Jeff, may want to die today as we speak.
Yeah.
A youth is so poor, they may want to die, but that youth has no money to even buy a rope to hang himself.
And you're from Nyalenda, so you know some of those goons are from Nyalenda as well, right?
I know,
yeah.
And I know where they were taken from. I've talked to several today.
Yes.
They've confessed to me.
Absolutely. Look, the same Mukomen you're talking about, it says that the tear gas that was lobbed into the crowd, they said it came from you guys. You guys,
Jeff,
lobbed tear gas to yourselves.
Jeff, do you know any place in this country where tear gas is manufactured? Government imports tear gas, correct? How can an ordinary citizen get access to tear gas if this citizen is not a member of the deep state? If this citizen is not a police officer? There were handcuffs which were retrieved, which we found from a citizen, and tear gas was thrown there also. How do you say and blame an ordinary Kenyan citizen to have access to tear gas that you keep as the CS?
So you're saying it wasn't you guys?
That you buy, that you import as a government. Where did these citizens get tear gas from if it is not from the police? So, and if it is from the police, why would the police have an intention to give an ordinary citizen tear gas? Is it not for destruction purposes? And that is what was happening yesterday. And you could see, we even saved those goons who came to attack us.
Yeah.
Jeff asked we don't respond to evil with evil, because the bigger picture is to help those goons. We understand even those goons who are being hired. We are fighting for them because they don't have jobs. We are fighting for them because they don't have the meal for the next day. We are fighting for them because their children lack school fees. We are fighting for them because they have no means. A youth in this country, Jeff, may want to die today as we speak.
Yeah.
A youth is so poor, they may want to die, but that youth has no money to even buy a rope to hang himself.
And you're from Nyalenda, so you know some of those goons are from Nyalenda as well, right?
I know,
Yeah.
and I know where they were taken from. I've talked to several today.
Yes.
They've confessed to me.
Absolutely. Look, the same Mukomen you're talking about, it says that the tear gas that was lobbed into the crowd, they said it came from you guys. You guys,
Jeff,
lobbed tear gas to yourselves.
Jeff, do you know any place in this country where tear gas is manufactured? Government import.
Okay, there you have it. A conversation there between Jeff and Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino, responding to the claims by the Interior CS Murkomen on the issue of tear gas, and of course the claims that it is the citizens that are disrupting opposition political rallies. No, that makes me very sad. It makes me very sad because it is not just an insult to intelligence. It is also an admission to incompetence. And it is very worrying when you have an incompetent person as a minister for internal security, because our security relies on this person, our security as a country, our security as individuals. It is on the shoulder of this one man. And he begins to speak like a child. Because this is speaking like a child. And to me, it doesn't sit well. It doesn't sit well. Without any ill motive or personal whatever hard feelings against the individual. It is insulting to the Kenyans, and of course a clear admission of incompetence. Because if tear gas is in the hands of wrong people, it is Murkomen to tell us. And it is Murkomen to arrest the situation before it gets out of hand. It is not for Murkomen to come and tell us that the tear gas that was lobbed against the rally did not come from the police. It came from who? If it's not the police? And where were the police when that was happening? Because the law and, of course, the stipulated regulation is that tear gas is a controlled product. It's a controlled product. It is not sold in Kikomba. It's not sold in the open air market. It is not accessible. It's a controlled product. It is only with the police, and it's for specific purpose. And that tear gas doesn't leave the strong room without a purpose, without being given to who for what. So Murkomen telling us that it is the citizens doing that, I don't take that lightly. I don't take that lightly. And I would want you, as a responsible Kenyan, not to take that lightly. Murkomen should by now have been shown the door for that statement only. Because blaming the citizenry for what is your responsibility, and we are still retaining you in office, paying you salary, giving you guzzlers to run around with, this is unforgivable. Yes, it's unforgivable. And so Murkomen should find something else to tell us, not that it is Wananchi that are doing that. If Wananchi are doing that, that's against the law, and that is your responsibility to establish, to ensure that there is law and order. So don't come and report to us. Arrest the citizens that have tear gas, tell you where they got the tear gas from and why they got the tear gas in the first place, because that's a controlled product. It is not in the hands of everybody. It's not sold over the counter. Tell us what is going on with your security manenos. Lakini kuja kutuambia kwamba ni wananchi ambao wanatupia Gachagua tear gas, hao ndio wanatupia Sifuna tear gas. Huo ni mchezo ambao hatuwezi kukubali. It's unacceptable. And so Kenyans see the kind of people that you are putting in the place of responsibility. It's so backward that somebody can reason like that. I think it's better to run away from the media than tell them such things that you think that it is the citizens that are lobbing tear gas against themselves. It is citizens that are shooting themselves in the rally. It is, look for better excuse if you must excuse yourself. But to me, hiyo sikubaliani nayo. And then, of course, there is also that ugly aspect of the police working with the goons. And this is a very, very dangerous trend that is beginning to build up. And my free advice to William Ruto and team is that the earlier you begin to run away from that unholy relationship between the police and the goons, the better for you. Because those goons you are using to do your evil, when their evil is complete against the people, you will be the target. You will be the target. Those of you that are, familiar with the history of this country, Mungiki was not it was not what is it called? A sect. Okay? Mungiki was started as a political group. Yes, in fact, it was a political group in aid of Moi. But what happened? It metamorphosed into a huge force. Now it became a problem to Moi. So this unholy relationship between the goons and the police is not good for you, William Ruto. Right now, you may be laughing that goons are helping you disrupt meetings by other politicians. When those goons will join those other politicians and begin to disrupt your own meetings, is when you will know that it is wrong for you to do evil using government resources. Just compete rightly. I don't see anything wrong with you competing rightly. Wewe ndio umekuambia mambo mengi, wajinga waliisha Kenya, wewe ndio unafanya siasa za sera, wewe ndio uko na plan, wewe ndio uko na mpango na kila kitu. Endelea tu kutuambia hizo mipango na kutuonyesha mipango. Acha hii underhand workings, because they will eventually backfire in your face and you will not like it. You will not like it. Because you use the police to do evil. One of these fine days, the police will do evil against you. You use the police to co-work with goons to do evil against others. One of these, it is a proverb that goes, a saying that goes that you send a thief to catch a thief. In my leadership school, I say that is not a right principle, because if you send a thief to catch a thief, they can eventually agree and still together. What will you do? That is it. Say two cannot work together except they be in agreement. You send a thief to catch a thief, they will both agree to steal and leave you waiting endlessly. I really want as a country to call things for what they are. Any support of police participating in evil should not be encouraged. And the cohabiting of the goons and the police should be resisted by all means. William Ruto, tafuta mbinu nyingine. Na kama kuna swala ambalo William Ruto pia angependa kujua na kuachana nalo, ni kufikiria kwamba anaweza kutumia old KANU tactics to control the current Kenya. That is not possible. The old KANU book of rules, tupa hicho kitabu mbali, akija kusaidia. Hii ni Kenya tofauti sana na ile Kenya ya Moi ya 24 years. Usijaribu, hapana jaribu, hii ni hatari. Kwa hivyo wewe kubaliana na katiba mpya, fanya kazi kulingana na katiba mpya, heshimu viongozi wengine, tekeleza wajibu wako bila kuhujumu haki za wengine. Lakini hii kujaribu kutumia ukora hapa na pale, kujaribu kujaribu kuvunja sheria huku unadai kwamba unalinda sheria ama unasisitiza mwongozo wa sheria, haikubaliki. Kwa hivyo it's free advice. The earlier you depart from these underhands, gimmicks and evil ways of old KANU, the better for you. Failure to do that, this country is going to enter a place where you will be absolutely out of control. And I don't need to remind you that you just got out of control hardly 2 years ago. Don't think that place you cannot be pushed there again. And so don't push the people where they will have nothing to lose. There's a saying, I think a movie I watched by, I think it's called Schwarzenegger. He said, there is no dangerous man like a man who has nothing to lose. When you push people to the place where they have nothing to lose, you will not be able to stop them. And so, free advice, Murkomen, William Ruto, and all the players, fanya yale mnayofanya kisheria, kulingana na sheria, na mtakuwa salama. Lakini mkivunja sheria na kuhujumu haki za Wakenya, na mnadai kwamba mko na serikali, mko na power, hiyo power haitawasaidia wakati wa Kenya watasema sisi ndio tuko na power, people's power. Karibu kila mmoja, naomba tumakinike tunapoendelea. Tafadhali tukaribishane. I'm happy to see Reverend Lala is here. Lala, how are you today?
Bernard, it's good to see you. How are you?
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we are here in Northeast Ohio. It's very snowy and kind of dangerous driving, but I'm happy to join you and just listen or contribute a little bit to the discourse for the day. I think I will just listen, but I'm just excited about the young people uh, stepping out to the task of really fighting for the democratic right of each one of us. I think Sifuna, to me, offers that sense of hope as a leader of the young people that are out there that have a lot to lose if we don't correct this system. I'm also concerned about what I would call rumors and a half-baked truth that goes on out there to destroy one another. I think this is one of the problems when people are grieving and we start a debate that was not necessary. I think it was time for us to grieve Baba. A year's not over. Yet there are those that feels that Baba should be forgotten and we move forward. occupy and go on. I think it's quite unfortunate. Um, uh, for example, uh, you think out of frustration, out of anxiety, out of anger, out of grief, people are creating their own realities. Uh, I heard of one group claims that Sifuna is supported by Wamunyoro, the other one Uhuru, and then next time maybe me or somebody else. And these are the kind of unhealthy rumors and lies that sometimes will destroy all of us. I believe that the young people time is come. Um, ODM must listen to what is new, and we are not saying you can't resist the old and those who are using the current situation to do what they want to do. I think we have to be vigilant. And so, yes, the young people need some of us a little older to give them little advice. But we must guard against uh, all kinds of innuendos that are out there to stop this war, this fight for the soul of a nation. Um, I'm just reminded of just north of us is Ethiopia. Ethiopia had a war to fight, but the economy is projected to grow over 10.2 this year, while Kenya is at about 4%. So now you can give the contrast between just the north and Kenya, which we should be doing much, much better. Yet we are stuck. We are stuck because of some of these rumors, because people are focusing on wrong things when actually we're supposed to clear the clog and open this economy to benefit these young people who are graduating, yet they have nothing. And so it is important for us to um, stay focused on what is important. And the most important thing I think at this time is for us to guard against some of these people that are corrupt, that are looters, that want to use that money to corrupt people. They want to tell you that you cannot win without money. Money is everything. Therefore, young people should be out of the race because they don't have the money. No, we are here to support these young people, and we want people who are clean, who are will tackle this evil that I believe is be unleashed over the nation. So I'm happy to be here, Bernard, and I'm just waiting to hear the others come in and welcome everyone to the forum. And God bless. Back to you, Bernard.
Okay, thank you, Reverend Lala. We appreciate that, and good points there, especially on that aspect of rumors about the funding of Sifuna and the young people's rallies. I have a question for those guys: is there any crime in Uhuru sponsoring a rally? Is there any violation of the law? Has he taken somebody's money and used to sponsor the rally, or is using his own money? I think what is happening here is I would say the government people, the government bloggers, and the government guys are running out of fodder of
Yeah,
their
Bernard,
propaganda, and so they will want
let me rebut that. Let me just rebut that notion. Sifuna has been consistent when Baba was alive. So when did these people start sponsoring him? There's nothing new that Sifuna is saying that he did not say when Baba was alive. Okay? He was anti-Ruto. So when did they start sponsoring him? So let these people, you know, don't insult our intelligence. Back to you.
okay, so and then of course, even if that's the case, Sifuna is the Secretary General of ODM. ODM is the founding party of Azimio. The patron of Azimio is still Uhuru Kenyatta. Okay, so the relationship between the Kenyattas and ODM, it has never been severed while Baba was still alive, and even when Baba passed away. When Jubilee was under siege, William Ruto wanted to take it literally. It was Baba and team that had to wrestle Jubilee from the jaws of Ruto and
Yeah,
recover it. So it's
yeah.
Uhuru is answering anything. He's just returning a favor that he received while Baba was there. You remember the first NDC, was it Jubilee NDC? Baba
Mhm.
was the guest after they just rescued the party. And of course, Ruto's target was the money in the kitty of the party. That's what he wanted to control. And this even relationship with ODM is the 12 billion that the government is owing ODM. Is I think is part of the bone of contention. They want to have somebody there who can be able probably to offload that money so that it is used for politics. And
Uh, Bernard, why
yes,
this argument is ridiculous is that there are those who claim it's Wamunyoro. So are they saying that Wamunyoro and Uhuru are together, to finance Sifuna? Or is Uhuru, if Uhuru is doing it, why would Manyoro be there? So that's what I'm saying is these are people that are still grieving. I don't think they know what they're talking about. And so it is important for us to be able to point out some of these inconsistencies and some of these lies. Uh, but I don't want to call them lies. I think there are people who are grieving. They don't know um, the facts. They are going through their own pain, so they are creating those realities when they don't exist. Back to you.
exactly. And then, of course, I think the really point here is they are trying to to resurrect the old politics of hate and tribal differences. If you say uh, Wamnyoro is sponsoring Sifuna, okay? Uh, what is criminal about it? Number one. And number two, they are hoping that whatever anger or whatever hate that Kenyans had for Wamnyoro by his careless statements would work out some anger that will make them run away from Sifuna because of associating him with Wamnyoro. And so it is just, I would say, they are chancing to hope that something holds. They are on, I would say, a fishing expedition. They don't have a ground.
Exactly. And of course, the others that believe it is Ruto's way of trying to, disrupt the strong ODM. So there's everything is being thrown everywhere, and I think it's for us to be very vigilant and make sure that we remain consistent. We believe that when dirty money, when thieves and those who have looted the economy know that their days are numbered, they will gang up together. So the fight ahead is challenging, but these young people only have truth to stand by them, stand by, and and not to allow these corrupt men and women to take them out of the path towards liberation. So I think that's to me is the way I see it. Uh, Back to you.
Exactly, Reverend Lala. It is true. And from the look of things, I think we're just where we have always been. And that is the reason for the struggle. The reason for the struggle that we have had all along uh, with Baba and all through is this aspect of the country being taken hostage by a few clique of people that wants to run the affairs of the country to disadvantage the majority of the Kenyan people. And that cabal seems to be always, wanting to be so fierce in the fight to a level whereby they want to overturn everything to favor them. If we vote in a good government, like we did in 2002, they find a way of sneaking into that government and turning the pro-people government against the people. And so all this pushing, so and so is doing this, so and so is doing this, is all in the attempt of trying to save a head of the ugly monster that has messed this country a great deal. And that is why young people, and of course the support for these young leaders, should be intensified. And then our vigilance is our salvation, if we may use that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to engage, please karibisha mtu like video, na kama hujapiga kura yako, tafadhali piga kura. Tunauliza kama Edwin Sifuna is redefining Kenya's political landscape. What do you think? The voting is on YouTube, both channels, Sound Candy Talk and Sound Talk Live. Maoni yako muhimu. Let us get this video first, and then of course we'll be able to break it down and to make it understandable. Karibu kila mmoja.
Na mtazamaji, mkutano wa mrengo wa Linda Mwananchi ulifanyika huko Kakamega licha ya kuwepo kwa hofu ya ghasia kuzuka.
Na viongozi wa mrengo huo wakishikilia kwamba wataendelea kupigania haki za Wakenya na kwamba katu hawatojihusisha na serikali ya Rais William Ruto na mrengo wa Linda Ground wa chama cha ODM. Na viongozi hao wameilaumu serikali kwa machafuko na mauaji nchini pamoja na kuvuruga mikutano yao ya kisiasa. Na Melita Oletenges na taarifa zaidi.
Viongozi wa mrengo wa Linda Mwananchi wakiongozwa na seneta wa Nairobi Edwin Sifuna na mbunge wa Embakasi East Babu Owino waliingia kwa kishindo katika uwanja wa Amalemba Kakamega. Baada ya ngoja na hali ya hatihati iliyotangulia mkutano huo na hofu ya ghasia kuzuka. Hata hivyo, mkutano huo uliendelea huku viongozi hao wakikashifu vikali serikali ya Rais William Ruto kwa kuwakandamiza viongozi wanaoipinga.
Tuliweka mkataba na baba Raila Amolo Odinga ya kwamba utaheshimu haki za watu kukutana kwa amani jinsi ambavyo tumekutana hapa. Kwa nini unatutupia tear gas? Hiyo si ni kukiuka mkataba na baba?
We are bringing change to Kenya. Na viongozi wako hapa ni watalete mageuzi katika Kenya.
Mkutano haitaisha. Tear gas haiwezi maliza. Nyuki haiwezi maliza. Maji moto haiwezi maliza. Serikali haiwezi maliza.
Viongozi hao wakishtumu kuuawa kwa Vincent Ayamu Otieno huko Kitengela baada ya mkutano wao wa kisiasa wiki jana, wakisema kwamba ni sharti afisa wa polisi aliyehusika achukuliwe hatua, huku wakitishia kufanya maandamano.
Mambo ya kuua vijana wetu itakoma. Wameua hawajaua. Wameua hawajaua. Tuliambia huyu jamaa awache kuangamiza ugatuzi kule Nairobi. Wamechukua sasa hadi Musalia ndio gavana wa Nairobi.
Utaenda maandamano. Nini litoa wazungu hapa Kenya? Nini litoa wazungu hapa Kenya? Nini litupatia multi-party system? Nini lipatia Mbadi kazi? Nini lipatia Wandai kazi?
Aidha, wamemkosoa kinara wa chama cha ODM Oburu Oginga kwa kuishusha chama hicho, wakisisitiza kwamba ni sharti chama kiwe na mgombea wa urais mwaka 2027, huku wakimkashifu Rais William Ruto kwa kutotimiza ahadi zake kwa Wakenya.
ODM iko na viongozi wametosha kuwa rais. Sifuna si ametosha? Walituahidi ya kwamba mwana bodaboda atagraduate kutoka kuendesha bodaboda, alafu atakuwa na matatu. Nani yako na matatu hapa?
Wamemtaka Oburu Oginga kuwapokeza vijana uongozi wa chama, huku wakisisitiza kwamba watatembea kote nchini kupigia debe mrengo wao. Melita Oletenges, Runinga Citizen.
Haya, hivyo ndivyo mambo yalikuwa uko Kakamega. Vuta ni kuvute kati ya serikali ya William Ruto na hawa vijana barubaru ambao wamesema imetosha. Na kumbuka hao wote wengi wao ni wanachama wa chama kikuu, chama cha power, chama cha ODM. Na hii vuta ni kuvute inatokana huko ambako uongozi wa ODM inaonekana hautaki kustahimili na kusimama na hoja kali za hawa vijana wanaoshinikiza kwamba mkataba uliowekwa kati ya UDA na ODM lazima uheshimiwe. Na kuna wale ambao wanaona kwamba wakiongozwa na Oburu kwamba jukumu lao kubwa ni kuwa na power, hawawezi kuwa bila power and so anything goes as long as they are in power. Na hiyo sio ODM, hiyo sio vile ODM inajulikana, na huo sio msimamo ambao Raila Odinga ametumia kuongoza ODM kwa miaka 20. Hii ya kusema kwamba mradi tu tuko kwa power, bora tuko kwa power, tunataka power. That's not an ODM language. That is not an ODM stand. And so it appears that the leadership of Oburu Oginga is messing up ODM big time and is not taking ODM in the right direction. And so the young people here have a point that if Oburu and team don't listen, they may just end up with a shell called ODM, but the really ODM is here with the young people. And that is what we are here personally supporting, because we want this country to be free once and for all. Leadership to be, transist from one person to another, from one party to another peacefully, without war, without quarrel. And of course, within the framework of the law and the constitution. That's all we seek. And those who can't work using the law and of course within the framework of the law, they are unlawful. And being unlawful is criminal. And being criminal means they should not be anywhere the seat of power is being discussed. And so I would that we all remember that. And so this madai yote ambayo yanasemwa kwangu mimi ina umuhimu tena mkubwa sana. Kuna lile swali ambalo Edwin Sifuna anaendelea kuliuliza. Anauliza kama mkataba William Ruto aliweka na Raila Odinga haujaheshimiwa, itakuwaje tuweke mkataba mpya? Na tukiweka hata mkataba mpya tutajuaje kwamba utaheshimiwa kama ule ambao uliwekwa na baba haujaheshimiwa, haujatekelezwa? That's an important point, because siku njema huonekana asubuhi. Kama wewe ukubehave asubuhi, itakuwaje jioni umebadilika, umeokoka, wewe unaenda mbinguni kwa imani? So haya maswali ambayo yanaibuliwa hapa ni muhimu yachunguzwe na yapewe umuhimu unaofaa. Na haswa tukirejelea tu kwa Wakenya wa kila siku, Wakenya wa jumla, let's think differently. Let's think differently as Kenyans. Let's not play into the same trap that we have been played all along. It appears that the political class knows which buttons to press to get Kenyans to feel what where. And of course, you see the narratives that are being pushed on a very deliberate and serious approach. The Sifuna phenomena seems to be shaking the whole fabric of the political class in the country. And so they are working so hard to stitch that broken fabric back into place by bringing up what Reverend Lala is talking about, Wamunyoro name, Uhuru name, Wakikuyu. Wakikuyu ndio wamekuwa kwa power muda mrefu. Wakikuyu wanatafuta njia kurudi kwa power kwa mlango wa nyuma na hiyo mambo mengine. Unaweza kuwa kuna ukweli hapo, lakini cha muhimu hapa ni kipi ambacho tunapaswa kufanya kisheria na kihalali ambacho kitasaidia nchi nzima, kwa sababu Wakikuyu peke yao wakiwa wakipata afueni, na wengi wa Wakenya wanalalamika, wengi wa Wakenya wako hatarini, itawafaidi nini? Okay, the Kikuyus said that they are business people. Okay, and business, the life of business is having customers. They may be good in business, but that business is as good as the rest of us are buying from them, what they are selling. And so the Kikuyus alone can't survive without the rest of Kenyans, just like the rest of Kenyans can't survive without the Kikuyus. And so the earlier we realize that we are supposed to interdepend and be able to work together in harmony, the better. But the politics of trying to set one community against other communities and saying this community is bad because it has been in power or it has not been in power, that is not the right interpretation of issues. The really issue is the current administration. How is it performing? Is it worth being given another term? That is the matter here. Mmepewa mtihani. How did you perform? Are you eligible for promotion or demotion? That's where we need to be discussing, not which community did what, not which president did what, which president did not do what. The only president sitting for exam right now is William Ruto. And it is now upon Kenyans to judge, is William Ruto worth being given another term? Why? Give us reasons. How has he performed in healthcare? How has he performed in education? How has he performed in the general well-being of the Kenyan people? Are Kenyans better off now than they were under Uhuru Kenyatta? Those are the things that we are supposed to be discussing as Kenyans, because those discussions will inform us on where we will vote in 2027. And so let's resist the temptation of being dragged into discussing tribalism, discussing former president and current president. All those are political gimmicks to try and deviate us from asking right questions. Like I said, the only student sitting for exam right now is William Ruto. And if William Ruto does not get enough marks to be promoted to the next class by being given another term, he goes home straight quietly. Kwa nini? Alianguka mtihani. Sio maswala ya kusema yeye ni Mkalenjin na Wakalenjin wanaserve namna gani one term wakati Wakikuyu wameserve 2 terms. That's not the matter here. The matter here is 2 term is not a guarantee for anybody. Not a governor, not a senator, not a member of parliament, not an MCA, not a president, not anyone. 2 term is not a guarantee. The second term, you have to win an election to get it. And so nobody should claim any ownership of the second term. The second term is now being taken back by Kenyans. They will look for somebody to give it to in 2027. So nataka kila mmoja amakinike kwa kuelewa haya mambo. Tusibebwe ujinga na hawa wanasiasa ambao wanataka kuchangia chuki ama kufufua zile chuki ambazo zimekuwa hapo tangu jadi, ambazo zimefanya tukagawana, tukagawanyika, kisha hao wanatawala vile wanavyotaka. Hiyo ndio naomba kila mmoja tuachane nayo. Na wakati viongozi barubaru kama Sifuna, Babu, Hamisi, Ndindi Nyoro na nini wanasimama kuhesabika, ni muhimu tuangalie tofauti na vile tumeangalia siasa miaka iliyopita. Tuone hapa ni kipi ambacho tunapaswa kufanya ili tuwe na uongozi ambao utafaa nchi hii. That to me is the reason why I stay awake and be able to talk the way I am talking. We want a Kenya for all Kenyans, a Kenya that will be able to sustain its population without, unnecessarily borrowing, without it, like right now, we're having 2 disasters at the same time. Very sad. Okay, we're having drought, people dying of starvation, and then we have others who are dying of floods. 2 opposite things taking place at the same time. And the government is still explaining to us on how Uhuru did not do this, on how Kibaki did not do this, and Ruto should not be judged harshly because he did not do that. That is not the point. Leta hoja, tutajibu hoja, lakini kama unaleta sentiments za kusema kabila fulani ama mtu fulani ati mtoto wa mama mboga anachukiwa ama muuza nini, hiyo yote haifai. Sisi tunataka kuangalia masomo yako aje, elimu ndio hiyo iko vipi, afya inaendelea vipi, na nchi nzima tuna watu wengi wamepata kazi kuliko vile walipata kazi chini ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Wengi wa Wakenya wanapata chakula cha kila siku, ama wale ambao wamekosa chakula, wale ambao wamekosa nyumba wameongezeka. Hiyo ndio kipimo, na kama William Ruto hajapita mtihani, hakuna kusonga mbele, anarudishwa sugoi, akajipange, anaweza kuja tena. Trump alifanya one term akarudi nyumbani, kisha akajipanga akarudi tena. So hakuna mtu kufa kwa sababu amekosa kupata second term. Unaweza kujia baadaye kama umeimprove na umejipanga. So hayo masuala ya kutuambia eti lazima mtu akuwe na 2 terms ama mpaka mtu apewe hiyo nafasi awe anafaa ama hafai, hiyo sitakubaliana nayo kabisa, hata kwa dawa. Sikubaliani nayo kabisa hata kwa dawa. Ni muhimu kila mmoja aelewe haya mambo. Kuomba uongozi itokane na wewe kuwa mtu ambaye unaaminika, mtu ambaye unawajibika. So watu wanakufa kiholela, alafu wewe uko tu unadai kwamba unataka second term. Akwendi hivyo. So inji inahitaji uongozi ambao ni bora, sio bora uongozi. Na uongozi bora umeonekana wazi. Hawa vijana Sifuna na grupu yao wameonyesha kwamba maovu yanaweza kukomeshwa na makali ambayo hayafai kinyume na wananchi yanaweza kukandamizwa kama tutasimama na tusikubali kubebwa ujinga. Kwa hivyo na waomba kila Mkenya tujitahidi, tusikubali kukunjwa, tusimame, tutetee haki ya kila mmoja wetu, sio yako peke yake. Wale ambao wanafanya tumbocrats who are only wanatetea maslahi yao peke yao binafsi, hawa hawafai katika uongozi kabisa, hawafai katika uongozi kabisa, na kusikue na yeyote ambaye anawahurumia. Hawa ambao wanasema wanataka power, hawezi kukaa bila power. Tumekaa bila power miaka hii yote, tumekufa. Tuchukue power lakini kwa uhalali, tena tutumie hiyo power kwa manufaa ya wengi wa Kenya. Tusitumie hiyo power kwa kujinufaisha sisi kisha tuanze kudai kwamba hiki na kile. So naamini kwamba tukisimama vizuri na tutekeleze wajibu wetu, inji itapona. Lakini tukikaa vile ambavyo tunakaa na tunaacha kuwajibika kutekeleza majukumu yetu, hapo ngoma itatushinda na itatuleta mahali ambapo pafai. Well, I can see Reverend Lala is back. Lala, you're welcome.
Yeah. Bernard, let me just listen. There's a lot of noise here. But I think I'm happy you're here. I'm happy that we can talk. Let Kenyans know that we cannot accept more than one term. That is against Baba completely. Election is only one term, and it's only what you do, how you perform, that earns you the right even to go to the second term. So this idea of 2 terms, whatever it is misplaced, is undemocratic, is wrong. It will not give you jobs. It will not help improve your lives because it is not what democracy is meant to do. So one term is the language, must be the language at any given time. I don't care who the leader is. Election is run every 5 years, and that is what we focus on. Then we make evaluation after the race is over. Right now, their indicators do not give Ruto any more time at all. I just mentioned Ethiopia. How do you reward somebody for doing nothing and destroying the people? Are we more united? Is the country better? No, we cannot. So ODM and others must prepare, must put candidates. We must go through the process. Let's watch for the money. Let's watch for these corrupt people. We can't let them take charge of our nation. That's the fight, to make the system cleaner, to work for the good of the nation, and to support our young people to leave them a country that will support the posterity, for the posterity, not just uh, man eat man, self-centered, and stealing and looting of our resources. This is what this is all about. It's not about the tribes, it's about the future for all of us. If you can assure me that my future is better with you, share your ideas. Let me see how that uh, will impact my future. But when the record is bad, like Ruto, and then people, I think I had one that said there's nobody who can stand against him, which is unfortunate for a leader to speak such words. And so, to me, I think people are still grieving. I excuse them for these utterances because of the stage what they are in. But we must get back to our senses and do the right thing. Sifuna has given us direction because he stayed there. He stayed where Baba left him. That's what he did. There's nothing particular is done. He simply has been consistent and saying this is where Baba wants us to be. And I think that's where we ought to tell our people to go, to stay on course, follow Baba. So when they talk about Baba and then they chase people away, they do all this. I mean, it's sad. Back to you, Bernard.
Okay, thank you very much, Lala. That's clear enough, and of course, the reality of all that we must ensure that is in place. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to discuss, let me quickly give us the outcome of the poll question. We are asking, is Edwin Sifuna redefining Kenya's political landscape? So far, 24 people have participated, casting their vote. And of the 24 people that have cast their vote, 83% say yes, he is strategically reshaping the political landscape of the country. And 12% are saying maybe it is too early to tell. And then only 4% say no, it is a normal politics. It appears the majority of the voters think Edwin Sifuna is redefining Kenya's political landscape. And I put that question deliberately because there is a struggle between the old politics and the new politics, in the sense that in the old time of politicking, which is the Kan way, was arrange different tribes together, get kingpins from different tribes, and bribe them or whatever it is. As long as you are able to get those kingpin to on the table and tell them to declare you as their preferred candidate, you are okay. You can now go and sleep. You have won the elections. Sifuna is coming in on a different approach. The different approach is where are the Kenyans in all this? Is the livelihood of Kenyans in discussion? Are we safeguarding the welfare of the majority of Kenyans? And no tribe, no class, no nothing. And that to me is a serious shift from the old politics, which we can see every day being displayed in State House and otherwise. William Ruto is still in that patronage, tribal politics of trying to arrange tribes and arrange different classes and hope that those classes are going to help him win a second term in office. And so when Sifuna and team are coming in with a whole different approach of ignoring the tribes, ignoring this other strategic arrangement of different classes, and coming to speak the language of Kenyans, the welfare of Kenyans, and of course the safeguarding of the future for Kenyans, that to me is messing up the old fabric of patronage politics, and it could just carry the day, because when you hear Kenyans converse, engage on Facebook and other on social media, you will notice that there is a serious shift in the politics, and the career politicians who have capitalized on tribal animosity or tribal differences for their survival, they will need to go back on the drawing board if they will want to sustain their career as politician. And I'm in support of the new approach. Let us fight for Kenya. Let's fight as Kenyans, and let's ensure that this country is freed once and for all from the cabal of a few people who wants to use it for their personal gain at the expense of the rest of Kenyans.
Bernard,
Yes,
can
sir.
you hear me?
Yes.
Let me frame it this way, from my understanding. I think Sifuna and his team are the leaders of the Gen Z that we were looking for. And Baba was wise, as wise he was, he tried to slow down by giving people a chance using those 10 points agenda so that at least the country can come back with senses, because you and I know that we buried many people. And the reason was because they're fighting for the nation. Okay, young people had all to lose if uh, the country kept going the way it was going. And so that anger, that frustration was basically slowed down because of Baba, the respect they had for Baba. And Baba gave this group a chance using those 10 point agenda for them to come transparent and see how things can move forward. But they have not done that. Things are even worse because the economy is even worse, stealing and plundering of the economy, and all the indicators to show that things are worse are there. So they can't even tell us that those 10 point agenda is still valid. And so naturally, the people have identified leadership. And how do they do that? They look for sharp mind, those that are brave to speak, those with no scandals around them, and they have calm force. And now people are galvanizing around them. And that's why this other group is worried, because they're rich, filthy rich, with our resources. Okay, they are trying now to come back and corrupt the system so that they can get back their relevancy, which is lost completely. And therefore, those who are wise, let them see what's happening because things can never be the same again. So the moment has found its own leadership in young people like Sifuna and others who are brave enough that we can be able to look up to. So things cannot, this is ideological, this is not simply just personality cult, okay? So it is critical that most of these people understand what is going on because it cannot be stopped. And that's the way I look at it. I think the stage of GNC last year and Baba passing and everything is coming together uh, in this moment. And so ODM must be watched because this is where the leadership is. So that's the way I look at it. And it is ODM of the young. And so the older people must see what's happening. If they're using that wisdom they have, they should see. And I think there was a statement attributed to Professor Nyong'o. I don't know whether true is not true, but I've not. I would like to call him to hear what he has to say. So to me, I think yes, the moment of change has come, and no one can stop it. And people can't because people are disillusioned. That's my point. Back to you.
Okay, thank you. Probably you will confirm that Anyang Nyong issue, but it is clear. It's clear. It's only the blinded would say not only power hungry but selfish hungry people that are not seeing sense into what the young people are saying in terms of the future of ODM and the future of Kenya. The wisdom of Anyang Nyong is unmatched in all this. And
I
of
saw
course, if that's
Bernard.
there's a statement
I
about
saw them
is
rejecting Atuoli. Atuoli tried to speak, could not speak. I wonder if you saw that clip.
actually is of course right now what's going on in the country is no more of gatekeeping and no more of using your age per se to manipulate. If you are, they smell any form of manipulation, they will just shut you down. And it's not even being ill mannered. It's a reality that whatever that Atwoli is saying does not tally with what he said. And so when you have inconsistency in your speech, you cease to be an elder from the word go. And so it's going to get tougher and tougher. There's also another clip in Meru where the president was addressing the people. And the young people, you remember what Murkomen said that is going to come up with a law that if you say one term, you'll be arrested and prosecuted. And it's like the young people have taken a toll on, have taken a lesson on that. And now instead of them saying one term, they're shouting Sifuna, Sifuna, Sifuna. So Murkomen
Oh,
will have to change the law and now also add Sifuna on the one term prohibition.
oh, wow. Um, I think uh, this is a war that they have brought to themselves. And I think but we have to be very vigilant because the power of money is what they have right now. Use it in any way possible. And one of the things about rumors. And so if the group, the young people can learn from last time to have effective communication, figure out who is on their side and not on their side, team up with other people so that they can be a structured organization that can help this process move forward. I was happy to have read about the travel to Kisumu and they use a different method. That was very wise of them because they would have stopped them from going to Kakamega. But because of good instinct, they were able to avoid, that encounter with the police. So um, they must be wise. A lot of us must give our input. They gotta listen, and but they gotta be ahead of the game. And that way, I think with God's help and the prayers, I think they'll be okay. That's the way I look at it. Um, Men like Tuoli, um, the system that is there, put in by UDA, I think we got to expose it. We got to make sure we are bold enough to speak truth to power. And the young people must step out of their comfort zone and join the rest because this is the real deal at this moment. So I'm, uh, I'm happy so far what has happened. Back to you.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Reverend Lala. We are excited and we believe this fire is not dying any soon. And those who don't want to, uh, you know, get consumed by the fire, they should align themselves with the law. The aspect of trying to twist the politics and twist the law in order to suit your ill uh, conceived political position, that day is over. And so everybody should come out straight. If you want to be re-elected, tell us why we should re-elect you. If you want to be elected, tell us why we should elect you. And then, of course, convince us if you are the right man for the job. But if we think you are not, we also reserve that right to tell you, thank you for presenting your case, but we don't need you at the moment. Well, that is the nature of politics and, of course, a quest for leadership. We must not be leaders who want to curtail and cajole people to elect us. Let's be leaders that offer ourselves and let the people decide whether they want us or not. But this insisting on it has to be me or me alone, that is past with time. That is past with time, and it's no longer going to be, a
Yeah,
selling
you,
point
you
in the
know,
future of this country.
Bernard,
Yeah.
Traore, um, actually what they did, the group of those the soldiers themselves learned from Sankara era, the mistake that was made. Because what happened during Sankara is they were able to penetrate into the inner circle between Sankara and his deputies. And that's how they were able to get in there and kill the man. And those are things that people discussed before they took over power, that they will work as a team. And I pray for these young people that they need that team, uh, that uh, oneness as a group, where they coordinate and share information and stay loyal to each other. That's what will help us because we know how these people operate. They use the old money, they target the mamas in the villages who are the loyal voters. They go for them, they'll use anything possible to stop them. And this is why organization, and loyalty is really, really critical. I'm glad that they're able to answer back some of these lies. But that organization level, I think there has to be. Um, let's see what happened to ODM next few days, and if it can find its way back, because the real ODM is really Sifuna group. Okay, the others, we respect them, we love them. They're wonderful people there. They're just on the wrong side at the moment, and we hope that as they grieve, the reality will come to them, because we want Uburu's elderly wisdom. We want him there. We want others to be in the background and and help us to put this team together. Those who claim that ODM cannot do it because Ruto is strong, those are the enemies of the party, the enemies of ODM. ODM can do it. Leadership, if you look at nations, even in Kenya itself, these people are in their 20s, the Mboyas and the Kianos and Kibakis and others, they were in their 20s. Uh, people like Obama, I worked with Obama's campaign. He was very young, and in the beginning, people didn't even believe he was going to make it. We worked hard, and he made it. I remember when he started, it was just him and the kids. And I would call and we would talk, and things were just from the sitting room. And it began to build momentum. It was nothing when we started. I'm happy that I was there to see it fruition to be what he did until he became the president of the United States of America. Why not Sifuna? Why not Kenyans to build their own economy? Why can't we get jobs like him? Why can't we build um, our economy, to be able to absorb all these uh, helpless graduates that are coming out of universities and colleges, and there's nothing for them. When actually there are places where they're looking for people, and live in a country where they don't have enough people. If you bring every employee able in Kenya, they can be absorbed in here in this economy. It means there's a lot that we can be able to do. And so let's do it. Let's work on it. It can be done. Back to you, Bernard.
Okay, thank you very much for those encouraging realities. I'm happy for that right first-hand testimonial about Obama and how election campaign can begin from the sitting room and become a national issue that takes over the running of the affairs of the country. And so nothing is far-fetched here, and I believe we are well able to get it done. Let's just keep the right focus. Also, on alluding on that coordination and unity between the young people. I really enjoyed the clip where when the intelligence came to Kinasifuna, that the commercial plane they were taking is being waited for so that they are stopped from going to Kakamega. They had to charter flight, and I saw Babu was the one piloting, and the rest of the guys are chatting. So this team here, when it's well coordinated that way with a clear vision and focus, this country is ready for a brighter future than this old guards and gatekeeping that is standing in the way of the progress of the country. Uh, it's not even prejudice that people are elderly or not. It's a matter of why are you standing in the way for the progress of the country? The way Oburu is doing with the ODM. Why is he standing in the way of the progress of the party when he's a qualified trustee of the party? He should be on the sitting on the table with Amos Wako there is Bosire, and there is Anyang'nyong. Those are the elders of the ODM party who sit in the backyard and, are able to make a decision. Why is he choosing to go and sit among and claim to be leading the young people, when actually is supposed to be protecting them and of course patroning them so that they can function rightly. And so it appears that there is misplaced priorities in that decision making of the ODM wing led by Oburu. The earlier they retreat to rethink, the better, because from the look of things, they will be left with the orange color. The pills, the orange pills, but the whole of the orange and the juice has gone, and I don't think it's coming back. All in all, Reverend Lala, thank you so much. I want us to now do the closing remarks. It is a few minutes to 2 a.m. Tukapumzike ili tukaanze siku upya tukiwa fresh. And so your last message to the people as we warm up for another show later on in the day.
Uh, yes, Bernard. My closing words to all of us as Kenyans. Let's remember that God has called us together as a people. We are one nation. And God needs leadership. And at this time, it feels like we have a younger person who can drive this change. And therefore, we must support him and be with him. And for my ODM fraternity and those that belong to where I am, ODM is a bigger party, much, much stronger. We can have different views, but we can be together, and we can be together working on that which is true, that which is democratic, that which can liberate us. And therefore, let us close our ranks, put our energy together, and support the team that is acceptable by the country. The young people have come to an age, and we can allow them. With our help, we all work together, not just the young people, but all of us working together. The leadership of tapping into this leadership of these young people, and I believe we can save Kenya. And so let us pray for Kenya. Let's work hard to build Kenya. For those that are on the other side, please rethink, join us. Let us work for the nation. Lastly, I think I've been listening to a lot of argument why they feel the way they do, most of the groups. And to me, if the Oburu team think carefully about what they're trying to uh, preach to us, actually the results from my analysis would give us the opposite. More isolation. The party will be uh, too small. If we cannot even, Ruto will be so happy because the smaller the orange, uh, the happier he would be because he doesn't have to give up anything. And that's what he's trying to do. Let us open our eyes and protect our orange, protect Baba's legacy. Let's stay all of us together. Let's close our ranks and let us go for the top seat. Thank you. Back to you, Bernard.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Reverend Lala. We appreciate that. And let's look forward to sharing more as God enables us to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, we are calling it a day. Thank you so much for being part of the conversation. But before we go,
not understood William Ruto. And it makes me sad. You look at William Ruto and believe in what he's telling you. Honestly.
Yeah.
If you people still believe in a single word William Ruto tells you, then this country will never recover. William will not talk about anything that is good for you. He's talking about what is good for himself by creating a narrative to make you believe he honestly and passionately believes in it. There's no passion in this. The passion is his pocket. Not understood William Ruto. And it makes me sad. You look at William Ruto and believe in what he's telling you. Honestly.
Yeah.
If you people still believe in a single word William Ruto tells you, then this country will never recover. William will not talk about anything that is good for you. He's talking about what is good for himself by creating a narrative to make you believe he honestly and passionately believes in it. There's no passion in this. The passion is his pocket. Not under